folks, welcome back. Hope you're keeping well. I'm not keeping too well, to be honest. I've been loaded with a cold for the past week or so. It's at the tail end of it, so I'm still a bit stuffed up, so apologies for my blocked nose and horrible sounding voice. But today we're going to be doing some more audio-visual stuff, and I've downloaded a little clip from Pixabay. I'll leave a link in the description, so if you want to have a go at this yourself, the link will take you to the page where you can find this clip. So let's have a little look at the clip. So we've got what looks like the Grim Reaper slowly floating towards the camera, looking quite scary, and he's on fire. Must be nice and warm. There we go, and that's it. Very, very short clip. So the first thing we need to do is make the sound of fire. So a couple of ways we could do this. We could just go online and find a free sample sound effects library and just import a fire sample, but we want to try to do this ourselves. So I've got a couple of things. I've got a paper bag and a little plastic wrapper. Replicate the sound of the crackling of the flames. But first what I want to do is put a little bass sound in there, because you can see the fire, it's moving about quite a bit, which to me suggests wind. I don't know if he's indoors or not, and I don't know how he caught fire. There's no synopsis that comes with this. Maybe he was floated a bit too close to the fireplace and a loose thread from his jumper caught fire, and his jumper, no, his cloak. Can you imagine the Grim Reaper in a jumper? just a plain grey V-neck. He wouldn't look as intimidating, would he? But anyway, yeah, so the fire's moving about quite a bit, so that suggests wind. So I'm just going to gently blow into the mic for the duration of the clip. See, I've got a bit of a cold, so hopefully I've got enough breath to last this the length of time. Right, so I'll just name this Fire 1, because we're going to have a couple of layers in here. In fact, you know what, I'm going to put 3 tracks in. And we'll rename these just Fire 2 and Fire 3. It's already there. Right, okay. So this track, I'm just going to blow gently into the mic. Here we go. That'll do. And we'll just add a couple of fades onto the end of that. Couple there. Lovely. Make sure that sounds okay. You can still hear me going in the back of that. Let's just zoom in and take that bit out. Take the grid off. And then maybe bring that fade back out a little bit. Have I just moved that? Yes, I have. That's okay. Just make sure, as long as you can't hear me going at the beginning, we'll be fine. That'll do. Right, so the second one, just going to add in the crackly sound of the flames. Try it with the paper bag first, and then we'll do a little plastic wrapper. Here we go. That'll do. Just bring up the level of that a little bit. Again, we'll just bring this in a little bit. And apply a little fade on the beginning and the end. Right, that should be pretty good. Oh, that's a bit loud. So we'll adjust levels and things like that later on. Right, So there's a little plastic wrapper. Again, I'm not crunching it too much, just gently moving it. This fire's not very rhythmical, it's not, you know, just random. That'll do. Okay, here we go. Right, I'm going to mute that for the moment. Let me try again. Cool. And again, we'll just bring that in a little bit, apply some fades. Cool. Okay, now I'm going to group all these together so that we've got a bus to adjust the overall sound of the fire. So where is my group tracks? Add group track. And we'll just name this fire. Right, now if we go into the mixer, fire, this is our group track here. So we need to send these first 3 fire tracks to this. So if I click on stereo out on each of them and groups fire appears, let's link that and do the same with the other 2. Now all this sound is going to come through this channel. If I move the fader, all the sounds come down. I'm going to just adjust some of this just now because that paper bag sounds, I'm not too keen on the paper bag. Yeah, that'll do just now. So next I think we'll start adding in some music. Now this doesn't need a lot going on in it. It really doesn't. I mean, we're quite lucky that it's a very short clip, and the default tempo for Cubase is always 120 beats per minute. And it seems to be quite, we don't need to mess about with the tempo changes or anything. I don't think we'll need to do that. So let's just, I'm going to mute all these fire sounds and just have the metronome on. Seems to be lined up quite nicely. That's perfect actually, that's really, really cool. Now the first, in terms of music, straight away I'm going for a sort of for whom the bell tolls kind of thing, just a gong sound maybe every couple of bars. So I'm going to add in, give me good old BBC, and I'm going to name this Bell. Right, so I'm going to go down to the tubular bells, and the lowest note that I've got is a D, but I want it to be a lot lower than that. So what I'm going to do is just record in just one note, just let it drag on. That'll do it. Quantize it, and then I'm going to render it as audio. Okay, I'll just call that bell and render. Right, now I'm going to add a sampler track. I don't really need to name that, and we'll drag this bell sound in. The original sound is at middle C, that little blue note that you can see there, C3. So wherever I play this, I'm going to play that an octave lower, so C2, and record that in as MIDI, and then we'll render it as audio and then line it all up. But we'll have to make sure that audio warp is on, because what that does, if it's off, it's going to change the pitch, but the length of the note is going to be longer. So that's the original sound. And if I play that an octave lower, it takes a lot longer to get to the end of the note. So if we click audio warp, the length of that sound is going to stay the same. So let's just record that in. It doesn't matter about the timing because we can adjust that in a second. That'll do. So we can quantize that, and now it's bang on the beat. And then we're going to render that as audio. And we'll just rename it Bell again. And now all these ones we no longer need, because this is the one that we want, the sampler track Bell. So these ones we can just get rid of them. And this is now the track that we want to keep. Okay, we'll maybe just bring this up a little bit. Right, now I need to edit this just to make sure it's long enough. Okay, now that we've edited that, that sounds a lot better. So I'm going to bring this, that's going to be the first sound that we hear. Just edit this a little bit more. Let me just, I think we're just going to have that every couple of bars, I think. Let's see how we get on. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then another one. So it's going to be every 2 bars, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah. So we'll duplicate that a couple of times. Yeah, 4, that should do us. Let's take a little bit off. Right, how does that work? That works quite well. Cool. Still a little bit, there's something still missing with it. Let me go to, where's the bell? Pitch shift. In fact, this doesn't really need to be pitch shifted anymore. Oh, that gives it a little bit more of a hit. A wee bit more low end in it. Yeah, we'll go with that. That'll do. Right. What else music wise? It doesn't need a lot. It really doesn't. Let's go with bass. Bass short notes, I think. Some quite low, yeah. Well, that's a bit, sounds a bit like Jaws. Don't want to rip off John Williams, but something similar to that I think will work. That works. Let's try that. Yeah. Let's do that. Right, let's just record that in. 3, 4. Yeah, that was terrible. Come on, James, you know what you're doing. I think I got the first part right. Yeah, if I've got the first part's in time, then we'll just duplicate it. Yeah, that should be all right. Right, then we'll cut that there. Get rid of that, and then we'll just duplicate all the way to the end, except for that one. Okay, right, let's name this bass. I'm actually going to go in, I'll name this, and then I'm going to go in and edit some of the velocities of that. But with the magic of video editing, it's done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up the volume of this because it is a bit quiet. The reason for that is because I want to automate this so as he's coming closer to the camera, the music comes up. So let's just try that. Show automation for volume, create. And we'll just put a little node at the beginning. In fact, no, we won't do that. Remove the automation. Let's go into the mixer first. Where is the bass? Right, so let's get this down a little bit to begin with. Right, now we shall automate. Put a little node there. And then one at the end we'll just bring it up a tiny bit. How does that work? Okay, we'll go with that. I'm also going to do the same with the fire. And to make sure this has worked. Right on the mixer, and we should see that fader moving. Yep. Cool. Now that bass, I think I've maybe put that up a little bit too high. The actual input of the instrument. Let's just bring that down a little bit. About there. Tiny bit further. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so what else can we do music wise? There's not a hell of a lot that we need to put in here, I'll be honest. It's going to be quite minimal. Choir. Where is the choir? This is cool. I really like this plugin because it's got syllables in it, which is really, really cool. Get a good bit of reverb going on that. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. I'll do just fine. I'm going to mute all these fire things just now. Right, let's just start putting that in. 3, 4. Okay, quantize that, but that is also a little bit too quiet. I'll render that as audio. I'll just name that voices. Voices? Voices. Okay. And we'll just turn up the clip gain a little bit because that is very, very quiet. That's better. It's a bit too loud actually. So where is voices? Where is voices? Is that the one? Yeah, that's it there. Just bring that down a touch. Let's start balancing some of this up with the fire in it. Turn that metronome off. I think that's pretty good. Quite happy with that. Do you know what I think we'll do? Just for fun. Let's add in another audio track. And I think we'll give him an evil laugh towards the end. As he's coming a lot closer to the camera. Maybe yeah, let's go for that. Right, okay. Right, let's edit that a little bit. We'll apply some fades. Right, let's try line this up where we want it to be. If you want to line stuff up, make sure the grid is turned off. And also, go into transport menu and make sure use video follows edit mode is ticked. If it's not, and you move an audio clip around, it's just going to move around. But if it's ticked, when you move it, it moves with each frame of the footage. So I think we'll maybe put it about there. Sounds terrible. We need to do something with that. Maybe pitch that down as well. Yeah, let's get that in a sampler track. Let's drag that in. Make sure audio warp is ticked. And put it down an octave. No, maybe not that far. Why is that so low? Oh, my octave button on my keyboard's been pushed. Right, that's the original sound. That's quite good, I like that. Right, we'll go with that. And we'll just record that in. Okay. And then we'll render this as a bit of audio. Laugh. Right, cool. Let me just zoom in a bit and we'll... Where's my pair of scissors? There they are. Let's just cut it about there. Get rid of that. And now we'll see exactly where we want to put this. Round about there. I think that'll work. We don't need this anymore. Remove, yes please. That. Remove. Where's remove? There we go. Yes please. Okay, how does that sound? Right, it's a wee bit too prominent in the front. I know it kind of needs to be because he's right there. But let's just bring it down a little bit. Where's the laugh? Where is the laugh? Because I've not renamed it, that's why. Laugh. Right, now mixer, and we'll bring that down just a little bit. And we need to add a good amount of reverb onto that, I think. What does that sound like? That's quite good. That should be enough. Let's bring it up a little bit more. Alright, cool. I think that's us. What do you say? Have a little look from the very beginning and see how we get on. Right. Cool. Right, okay. that was quite fun. That was pretty successful, I think. I'm going to mess about with some of the levels and balance it up a bit more, do a proper mix of it, and then I'll upload the finished version onto the channel, and you can watch it to your heart's content. Thanks very much for watching this, folks. If you like this kind of stuff, remember to subscribe, like, comment, all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you again soon for the next video. Cheers, bye-bye.